Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, and I'm a blue dot in a red state, utilizing tarot to help us navigate these these bigger news stories that we have going on right now in the United States. So, thank you for joining me and welcome. The focus of today's reading is I want to do a follow-up on Mr. Abrego Garcia. Okay, I did a reading last week and I got that the Supreme Court was going to rule that he must be brought home. And they did rule that. They ruled that he must be brought home 9-0 unanimously, which I was shocked by that, that there was a line even too far for Thomas and Alito. So that was nice to know that there actually is a line there for them. And now the Trump administration is just doing everything they can to not do that. Okay. They are openly defying the court order. The judge at the federal court is, having a time with that also, about ready to hold them in contempt. And I'm like, about ready to, let's, just throw them in jail. And then, the next lawyers, queue them up. If you don't have what I need, send them off to jail. So I'm just kind of wondering, where is this going to go? Currently, I've got this pulled up here. Let me see this. We've got Senator Chris Van Hollen, who is the senator from Maryland, which is where Mr. Garcia lives, is right now, currently, as I'm recording this, is currently in El Salvador, pressing for his release. Probably by the time this video comes out, there'll be an update on that. Representative Robert Garcia of California. So we got two Garcias here. We've got the representative from California and then Mr. Abrego Garcia. Okay, so Representative Garcia from California and Maxwell Frost of Florida have requested an official congressional delegation be sent to conduct a welfare check on Mr. Abrego Garcia, and that's being reported by New York Times. I did see an interview with Mr. Garcia, Robert Garcia, and he was saying that he wants this to be an official delegation because there will be added security measures that will be taken for them. However, if he does not get permission to have an official delegation, they're going, whether they're as private citizens or whether they're an official delegation. They have made that commitment to go. So I kind of want to do a base reading of where does it go from here. I can look at, will they get that permission? I mean, they're going, so it'd be nice if they went with the permission. Will anything be, happen with this? Is Mr. Garcia going to be returned? And will any of them be returned? And also, Trump has actually said he wants to send homegrown criminals there. Okay, that is illegal on so many. I mean, the courts have already ruled on this so many times that it's illegal. It is illegal. It is unconstitutional, and yet Trump wants to do it. And, and if you notice, he said, we're looking at the law. We're looking into it. We're looking at ways that will enable us to do this. So in previous readings, I keep saying it's not about upholding the law. They are like, Trump says, I want to do this. Find me the law that we can manipulate that allows me to do this. Okay. Or find the law that, there's a loophole and we'll do it. And even if there's an injunction from a judge, we're going to do it anyway. And then when the Supreme Court rules, oh, well, too bad. We can't do anything about it. So that's what they're wanting to do. And he's been very open. They're not even trying to hide this anymore. Okay. So I want to do base reading on Mr. Abrego Garcia and kind of where does it go from here. Okay. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. Looking into, let me fix that. Okay. Looking into where does this, now that the Democrats are going down there, where is this going from here? Just where is this going? I'm pretty sure I said for entertainment purposes only, but just in case, okay? For entertainment purposes only, where does this go from here? They're going down there, okay? And if there is any way that they could bring him back, they would. Sorry, I had to get a quick drink. Okay, so they're going down there. The devil card. This is toxicity. They are not going to be welcome down there. I'm going to be real interested in knowing, seeing what happens with this. I wonder if they're even going to be turned away, if they're even going to be allowed to see Mr. Garcia, because this card is like there is not going to be a welcome party there for either Senator Hollen or Van Hollen, sorry, or Robert Garcia or Maxwell Frost. Okay, whoever goes down there, they are not for the Democrats. There have been some Republicans down there, and they got what they wanted to do. They got their PR photos out of it. Okay, betrayal. This is not, and they're blocked. I don't know that they're going to be allowed to see him. That was what they were wanting to do, especially if they go in the capacity of as private citizens. I don't know that they're going to be allowed access. Okay. New beginnings. It's like they went down there hopeful that they could, do something. And if anything, they are bringing more awareness to this situation. And Knight of Cups. This is almost like okay. These cards are like, oh yeah, it's all fine. It's like they're being told something. False friend is what's really coming up with this, and they're being lied to. Okay, that's just whatever happens down there, they're being lied to. Okay, that is what these two cards are right here. Because if you look at the rest of this, it's just like they go down there. The toxicity card, the devil card, they're not met. Whatever they're being told is not in good faith. Okay, betrayal. They're being blocked, they're being stopped, and whatever it is they're being told is just a bunch of lies. Okay, so that's what's going on with them down there. Let me just ask, is he going to be returned? Is Mr. Abrego going to be returned? And at this point, I don't even care how. They're fighting for him. They're fighting for him to be returned. The judge is saying, there's a court order to return him. Expect a more forceful ruling from this. And I kind of wonder if this wouldn't be Chief Justice Roberts that doesn't put a little bit finer point on his ruling of, no, I actually really did mean it whenever I said return him. So expect a little bit better, more like tightening that order up. Yeah, there's a lot of, I will say there's hope here. They're not going to stop fighting. This is like two people coming together for a common cause. So the courts and the Democrats coming together for this common cause. The courts telling Trump, you have to, and another partnership. So there's partnerships here of how can we pool our resources? What can we do to bring him back? Okay, so they're exploring all their options of what they can do. Hopes and dreams, not all is lost yet. Okay, and they're not giving up. They're not happy with what they're being told, but they're not giving up. Okay, so I think eventually he will be brought home because the courts are going to put an even finer point on that ruling. Okay, so whenever they do that, whenever the courts say, and as I said, I feel like, let me pull this one out. I feel like this is Chief Justice Roberts. When he is he going to put that fine point on it? And what exactly is that going to look like? Okay, Chief Justice shining a light into the situation. We meant what we meant when we said bring him home. You have all the resources that you need to make this happen. Don't tell us that you can't do this. And this is not a burden. You bring him home. Okay, so yeah, I really think that this is going to be Chief Justice Roberts that says, and expect this, you've got 2 10s here. 10s are a completion of a cycle. And so this is telling me like there's not going to be much more tolerance for this with him defying the courts. So I would expect this sooner rather than later that the Supreme Court, and as I said, it could just be Chief Justice Roberts comes out with more of a clarifier saying, no, this is what we meant. We didn't mean just provide a plane. We meant pilot the plane, go down there and put him on that plane and bring him back. Okay. That's what this is saying. So I have this here. This is probably going to be another reading for another day. I definitely will keep watching this, but I just want to ask real quick. Is Trump actually going to try to send U.S. citizens there? Is he actually going to try to send any U.S. citizens, even though the Supreme Court has already said due process, okay? And that other courts have ruled you can't, I mean, there's so many, you can't do this. But that's not going to stop Trump. So is he going to actually try to send U.S. citizens to this type of concentration camp? Yeah, he is. This is under the dark of night, Fox in the hen house, not being honest, smash and grab, all those things. Yes. Yes, the betrayal. But once again, you get this partnership, and this could be, you know, the partnership he has there with President Bukele. A state of rest. You know, that he's not, I mean, this should be a time of self-reflection, but this could also be the undoing of the Trump presidency if he continues to do, you know, shit like this. Yeah, our country. It's a betrayal of our country. You know, we got the betrayal here, and our country, you know, and even just the spirit of the law here, our country. And so this is telling me the country wins. You know, our laws will be upheld, even though they're going to try. Okay. So, yeah, as I said, I don't want to go too far into this just because I have a feeling this is going to be like a whole other reading. I just kind of wanted some more, news to come out on that before I go too far into it. But just know that what I'm getting here with this is the center here is under the dark of night, betrayal. And I really think this is the partnership that he has with Bukele. And we're going to do it anyway. You know, we don't care. You know, they're convicted felons. They're convicted and they're already sentenced to life in prison. So we're just going to send them, you know, we're going to free up more space in our own prisons that we have here. But the Queen of Pentacles and the Victory card. I have been reading the Queen of Pentacles as our country. Our country prevails. The law prevails in this. So I don't know that he's going to try. I'll put it that way. He's going to try. Okay. So, with that being said, yeah, I don't know. It'll be, I'm going to, that camera got all crooked. Okay. I think that Mr. Garcia will be returned. Now, I think that Chief Justice Roberts is going to come out and put a finer point and clarification on the order that said, yeah, when we said bring him home to facilitate that, we didn't mean just the plane. We mean, you know, get down there and bring him back. Okay, that's a little bit more plain language, but I think that Chief Justice Roberts, the feeling I'm getting is he's going to be pretty clear. There's not going to be any room there for any wondering or questioning. Okay. And then Trump, it showed that he actually is going to try to send people who are already in prison. And the thing is, you know, he's forcing the Democrats to have to defend, you know, he sees it as he's forcing the Democrats to have to defend, you know, these, what he's going to call hardened criminals. And it doesn't matter. We have laws and we have rules and regulations, and, you know, there's rules and civil rights of how prisoners are treated. And he wants to circumvent all of that. Okay. And so that, and I think that's kind of like that next step for him is, let's see if I can get away with this. And so, I will keep watching this. I'm sure this is not going to be the last time I do a reading on this. So stay tuned with that. I'm going to put up the, you know, subscribe if you want to keep seeing videos. I really appreciate it. I'll put another video up here for you. Probably the first reading that I did on Mr. Abrego Garcia. So, yeah, check those out. Stay tuned. And I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.